Hi, my name is Oluwajoba, and today we'll be looking into the power of major seventh chords and rootless chords. If you have not subscribed, please do so now. We need to get this channel to 10,000 subs. Also, a like and a comment will be very much appreciated. Alright, so major seventh chords are very powerful and very useful in gospel music. If you would like your playing to have that nice gospel neo-soulish feel, then you really need to know your major seventh chords very well. I'll not be going too deep into this topic because I have a course coming up which really deals with major seventh chords in depth. So if you would like to learn more about this, check out the links in the description box below. Also, did you know that you can get unlimited access to all of our materials? For more info, check the links in the description box below. Alright, so now let's get started. Alright, so before we go into the main topic of this tutorial, which is about major seventh chords, let's quickly look into rootless chords because we will be learning how to play major seventh chords mostly as rootless chords. Okay, so what's a rootless chord? A rootless chord is a chord without its root. Okay, it's as simple as that. Okay, so for example, in the key of C, that's a C major chord. So if I play the C major chord without its root, which is the C, I have a rootless chord, and this will be the root right here. But we don't really do C major like this. So let's be more practical. So let's look at this chord, for example. That's A minor ninth. So if I remove the A note, which is the root of the chord, I have a rootless chord, and this becomes a major seventh chord on my right hand. Okay, and this is the aspects of major seventh chords we are going to be dealing with. So in reality, we'll be dealing with major seventh chords, not as major seventh chords alone, but really as major ninth chords, as in A minor ninth, or A minor 11th. Okay, so some of you may be asking yourself, so how do I play rootless chords? I think that the answer is very simple, and the complexity is just in the name, because sometimes we hear these technical music terms and we think that is such a big deal. You hear somebody playing rootless chords and all of a sudden you want to play rootless chords as well. It's mostly about playing the chords you would normally play on your right hand. You play them on your left hand because you have a bassist or something, and then you have your right hand doing something else. Okay, so let's look at the A minor ninth, for example. So my left hand is playing the major seventh chord, but a bassist is playing the A. Okay, so this is rootless chords. And how do you master playing rootless chords? It's all about mastering how to play chords with your left hand in the first place. So if you want to learn how to play chords with your left hand, you need to take your favorite songs and just give yourself a day or two or just some few hours, and all you need to do is you need to practice the songs you know very well. Practice them with just your left hand, no right hand at all, and try to do all the soloing you will do on a normal day. You know, everything you can do with your right hand, try to limit it to your left hand alone. And the more you do this, the more you build up your left hand, okay? So you want to start with simple chords, then you want to move on to advanced chords, okay? In gospel music, you want to play your chord 6 using major seventh chords like so. Okay, you want to play your chord 2 as well as a major seventh chord like this. Okay, so let's start from chord 2. And we are in the key of C, so I have a chord 2. And on my left hand I have D, on my right hand I have F major 7th, very simple. You want to play your chord 3 as major 7th chords as well. And you want to use the major seventh chords for your chord 6 as well. So let's just do a very simple chord progression now. So I'll do one progression without using major seventh chords, and then I'll do the other one with major seventh chords, okay? Major seventh chords now. Okay, as you can tell, I can use the F major 7th chord for my chord 2 and my chord 5 as well. Okay, so a lot of times when I'm playing and I need to do chord 2, I'm thinking in terms of major 7th chords. Okay, and even for chord 3, when I want to play this kind of chord 3, all I'm thinking about in my head is major 7th chords. I'm not really thinking about a 9th chord or a 13th chord or something like that. I'm only thinking in terms of major 7th chords, okay? Alright, so what makes major 7th chords powerful is when you start to layer your major 7th chords with other chords. So for example, okay, so when you have a major 7th chord on your left hand and you start to play some notes and some chords on your right hand, it starts to sound very nice, and you start to get this very nice gospel neo soul feel, especially when you're using an electric piano sound like the one I'm using, okay? Okay, so how do you layer your major 7th chords to make them sound really nice, just as I've just demonstrated? So let's start from the C major 7th. Okay, so that's a basic C major 7th, and like you know, you can play this with a, your roots can be A, okay? Your root note can be A and your root note can be C as well. But usually I wouldn't play C major 7th chord with the root note C. I would do this instead. Then for the 6th, I will do a major 7th chord. Okay, so first of all, your major 7th chord, you want to add the 2 or the 9. Okay, so this becomes a C major 7th 9. Okay, then you want to layer the major 7th chord like this. So on your right hand, you can play a G major chord. Okay, so if you take this as a rule of thumb, then you can work out the one for the other keys, okay? You want to just quickly do a quick practice. Okay, so that's one way to layer your major seventh chord, and that goes well with a chord 6. Okay, I could also play E minor. Alright, so I'm playing this inversion of the major seventh chord on my left hand, and on my right hand I'm playing the G major chord. So I can play the G major, I can play E minor, and I can also play A minor. So I'm playing the 6, okay, so we have A minor that goes with the C major chord, G major, E minor, and you can apply this to the other notes as well. So you're playing your chord 2, and that's F major 7th over D. So I'm playing C major, I can play D minor as well, and I can play C major, D minor, I can also play A minor as well. Okay, so let's look at the major 7th chord for chord 3, which would be, so I can play D major for this, so for this one I can play D major, and most of the time I would only play this using D major, and I can also add this note as well just to make it fuller, but then you can play this as well. And then you can play B minor. Alright, so what I'm doing here is I'm playing a chord 1, chord 3, chord 6, alright, so let's use the major 7th chords in context, and for example we have the circle of fifths, so I could play the circle of fifths like this. Okay, so another way to play this would be, so we have this very open voicing, which is a variation of the major 7th chord, okay, and that's the chord 6. So we have a chord 2. And on my left hand I have A, E, A, B. On my right hand I have C, D, G, B, D. That's a chord 2. D, A, D on my left hand, on my right hand C, D, F sharp, B flat, D. And that's another major 7th chord voicing. So on my left hand I have G, D, B flat. On my right hand I have C, D, F, A, C. And that's a chord 1. C, B flat. On my right hand, C sharp, E, F sharp, A. Okay, and we have another variation of the major 7th chord. On my left hand I have B, F sharp, C sharp. On my right hand I have D, E, A, C sharp, E. On my left hand I have E, A flat, D. On my right hand I have B flat major. So we have 6, 2, 5, 1, 4, 7, 3, okay, so let's look at another example. I love you, Jesus. I love you, Jesus. So that's a chord 5, and this is a major 7th chord on my left hand, and on my right hand I'm layering that with a D minor chord. Lord, I love you more than anything. I love you, Jesus. I worship and adore you. Lord, I love you. Okay, so you want to play your major 7th like this. 5, 1. So I have F, A, B flat, D on my left hand. On my right hand I have a D minor chord, and I could play this like that. Okay, so I'm squishing together. There's 3 notes: F, G, A, C. I could add that as well. F. E, A sharp, D, E, A, D. Okay, and that's a normal chord 4. And we have this chord 6, so I'm layering the major 7th chord with a G major chord. Okay, so we have C major 7th on my left hand, and the root is obviously A. On my right hand I have a G major chord. Alright, and the final example of application of major 7th chords. Okay, how great is our God? Okay, so you can play this song like this. Okay, so I'm using a major 7th chord voicing now. Okay, and I'm going to show you 2 ways you can play this. So on my left hand I have B, F sharp, C sharp, and on my right hand I have D, E, A, C sharp, E. So we have a chord 3 here, E, A flat, D. On my right hand I have F, B, D, and what I'm doing here is I'm sliding the B flat to the B. I could also play like this, or I could do it like this, just to make it sound nice. So another way you can do the major 7th for the chord 7 is, because I believe that you know that that's a chord 7. Another way you can do this is by going proper rootless. So we have this chord, and this is D major 7th on my left hand, and I could add the E as well just to make it fuller. And on my right hand I can play this. I can do that, okay? So I can play that E, A, C sharp, E, and the root is B, and that's a chord 3. And for my chord 6, I could also do this. So we have chord 7, and that really sounds nice when you play your chord 6 like so. So on my left hand I have a C major 7th, on my right hand I have a minor chord. Okay, so the right hand is playing a proper simple basic A minor chord, but then left hand is playing C major 7th. You have this very nice sounding voicing. Alright, so what I'm doing here is I'm playing an A minor on my right hand. On my left hand I'm playing C and B flat. And this sounds like a tritone chord. And when I add that, it becomes a proper tritone chord. Okay, so there you have it, the power of major 7th chords. I hope that you've learned one or two things from this very quick tutorial. You can download the MIDI file of the parts of this tutorial that I played some chord progressions so that you can study the chords later, okay? And also, if you've enjoyed this tutorial, please like this video and do make sure to subscribe. Also, do not forget that you can join Gospel Keys Easy Training Center free. Links are in the description box below. Okay, so this is the end of this video. I wish you all the best and I'll see you in the next video.